Good afternoon, everybody, on this lovely, sunny summer day.
Come
it is
join
summer.
us if you're trying to take a little break from work, not doing your job, you're on Facebook. What are you doing? It's still work time, guys.
We're going to see how long it takes. We're, doing our usual winging it, and now Misty's got her arm extended with the stick
Small
slash
selfies.
tripod because we left the house without our tripod today, so now
So we
she's
have
got
the
to hold
small
it out
one,
there.
and the sun just went woo right in my face. So we are at Stonewall Jackson's headquarters on Braddock Street. And as the guide asked me today, have you not been here before? Have you not taken a tour
Yeah, for
before?
as long as we've been, I did. This is actually, the property is known as the Fuller Moore House.
Yes.
More popularly now known as the Stonewall Jackson Headquarters Museum out here on Braddock. And no, it's just one of those things we talk about a lot on our tours. We talk about it a lot when we do these tasting Tuesdays, that we just take for granted that some of this stuff exists, and we just finished up the tour. It's $5.
$5.
$5.
Cannot beat that.
Can't beat it. Our guide Jim was outstanding, a font of knowledge. But the furniture, I mean, if you love artisan, handcrafted,
Yeah.
they don't make them like they used. They don't make them like they used to, curmudgeon like me. Just stunning.
The interesting thing is that most of it is authentic to the house, from either Dr. Fuller or Moore or Jackson, or it's something that was in Winchester at the time.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
period
a
piece.
period piece. So that's incredible. Most museums have stuff that they've bought at auctions and stuff because they just don't have the original furniture. The fact that there's so much, and like tea sets, and it's pretty incredible if you like that stuff.
They should probably charge a little bit more. It's really that. It's
Hey
really
guys,
that worth
say
it.
hi if you're here.
I think,
Someone's watching.
Yeah, I think it probably lasted close to 40 minutes. You walked this
At
through
least.
at least
Almost
40
an
minutes,
hour.
almost an hour.
Yeah.
And the structure, the house structure is amazing. The furniture, the decorations, the art. There's so
flags,
much stuff in
historic
here.
Flags, it's just fantastic. The interesting thing, my favorite part, I don't know what your favorite part for it. So you go in, first of all, you enter through what was an original window. It's now a door. The side is the original front, and it actually fronted on Peyton Street. So if you think of where it is on Braddock, there was basically nothing out here, all the way down there. So it was originally kind of Peyton Street, but now the entrance is on Braddock. But the window, I forget what room it actually is. It's the parlor, isn't it? The main parlor?
What do you call it? The upper parlor.
Upper parlor, so like the really nice parlor that people...
It's not up anywhere.
It's
the
on
lower
the first
parlor
floor.
and the upper parlor on the first floor, but there was the less formal.
doing?
I dropped something there. Okay. The less formal dining, or less formal parlor. And the more formal parlor.
Yeah. So
are on the
anyway,
same
my
floor.
favorite part, there is a very interesting door. So if you think of a Dutch door that has, you have the half so you can open the top, or you can just open the bottom, or you can open the whole thing. Well, this has that, but it's a little lower. So it's like a 1/3 and 2/3 situation. But it was used to bring in bodies.
Or get
bodies out.
Because the surgeon who first owned
No.
something of that nature. The doctor. Moore was a doctor as well as a military
Fuller
guy.
was a doctor.
Phil Fuller.
Fuller was a doctor. So anyway, they didn't really have funeral parlors back then. So when you died, they laid you to rest in your parlor so people could come see and pay their respects and all of that. So it would have been very difficult to get a coffin and bodies in, through all the halls and stuff. So they had this door created to be able to just bring them from the side of the house right directly into that room and then get them back out. Pretty interesting.
they said he explained that it was very difficult. Again, everything was so beautiful and ornate and so substantive, and he said trying to wrangle a coffin. Trying to wrangle a coffin through the house and out the front door and down the steps would have been a huge undertaking. What I found humorous is that when he asked us to look at the doors, and he asked what we thought what we thought they were, and I'll have a picture on the write-up on the blog a little bit later tonight, at tastewinchesterhistory.com, by the way. Everybody
there,
said
Barry.
doggy door, like, you know, we had
That's
doggy
what we
doors
would have now.
in the Civil War.
Hey,
But it was interesting when he let us know that what they would do is they would back the hearse, the carriage hearse, right up there, and it was just much easier to slide it through those lower doggy doors, if you will, right onto the hearse, and then take it away. They were there.
Yeah, so that was my favorite thing. And of course you have, you know, because I'm in real estate and showing people older homes all the time, usually they have like really small closets. Well, they didn't have any closets there, so there's this gorgeous wardrobe piece in one of the bedrooms. That's fantastic. And 2 vintage
Period
dresses, which, oh my gosh, they're amazing. And just the craftsmanship of everything. But I love that they give you the whole background of the pieces, and of course the stories. And my favorite other piece, I just still didn't ask you what your favorite piece was. So we talk about Mary Greenhow Lee on the tour quite a bit, and there is a chair that she had in here. And do you want to describe it?
Oh yeah, it looks like the original, the prototype rowing machine. Apparently she had trouble getting around and needed to exercise. Essentially needed to work out. So this chair, the best could be described, it really looks like a wooden rowing machine. It had 2 handles on the sides of the chair, if you can imagine, a very short chair, because everybody was much shorter than we are. And whatever craftsman she had make it, the 2 handles were spring loaded. So when she was sitting down and needed to move, she just pulled the back and forth, just like a rowing machine. I think he referred to it as the first Bowflex. Probably better described as the first rowing machine. So.
I thought that was awesome. So what was your favorite part?
It's hard for me. Some of the furniture pieces, the intricacy of the detail, the inlaid tables was incredible. But that sofa in the upstairs, that one bedroom, the wedding gift
set,
that was never delivered.
Backstory there. You have to come find out what that is.
You have to come with one again. Take the tour. We really highly recommend it. It really was very much.
Yeah.
You look at the outside of the house and you're like, okay, it's not going to take long to go through here, but there's a lot of rich history. A lot of knowledge with these guides. They really take the time and explain it to you.
And I really like a lot of older homes. They have like rooms that you don't go into, and like, of course, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
But you really got to go into every room in here, which was really cool.
Yeah, there was an interesting. I was looking in the pantry underneath. There were some steps. There was, you know, when we were in that kitchen area to the left, where
the servant stairs.
Yeah, where I didn't see where they went to. Did we see something upstairs that I overlooked?
I don't think he pointed it out, but I'm sure it went up. Oh, yeah, he did point it out in the servants' room upstairs.
Okay, there was a door.
He said the door. He said they were storing stuff in there. That's probably
the
where.
stairs. Okay.
Oh, and then there's a cool like dumbwaiter. It doesn't go
up
and down.
It's a
horizontal dumbwaiter. So you have to come see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, essentially what he did is he described how that because of the way that the chef or the staff cooked back then, it was not proper for them covered in soot and greasiness smelling like fire to actually serve. So from between the wall of the kitchen and the dining area, there was a horizontal dumbwaiter where he would slide the tray of food in through there and send it, and then the server in the dining room would pick it up from there and then serve Stonewall Jackson
I've seen similar things like that in older homes.
Lewis Moore.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, and we're literally sitting out, so let me show you guys.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We're sitting out here. You can see the gingerbread work on the house. So the house is actually styled after Hudson Valley Cottage up in New York, because that was where Dr. Fuller was from, and he kind of, had this dream home that he wanted to build. So when he got down here and finally made something of himself, he got to build this, and unfortunately he didn't get to live here very long because tragedy struck, and it was just not...
Yeah, typhoid took most of his family.
Yeah, so he didn't want to be here anymore. So that made the way for Moore and Jackson, so you'll hear that whole story when you come here. But it's really cool. You get a lot of background on Winchester and kind of what was going on then. If you are not a big Civil War person, this is a great tour, because they're not, dates and where people were and all that stuff.
That's my job.
That's his job. Anthony loves that stuff. But it's very, lifestyle, what was going on, how they used the house, all of that. So if you're a person that doesn't like that, come do the tour. You'll still love it. Yeah. So we're going to try and hit some more places that we have never gone, even though we live here. You know, like Anthony said earlier, this is what we talk about on the tour. When you live somewhere, you end up not going and enjoying stuff. So we are out trying to take advantage and let you guys know about it.
So in and around 1861, let me throw some dates at you real quick, how this came to be. Well, I actually did a feeture. This is one of, I've already done
on our Friday
Historic Homes post, the Fuller Moore House. But the short version of the story, how this came to be Jackson's headquarters, was he was originally headquartered down.
You have to talk fast because my arm's getting tired.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have arms too. He was originally when he came to Winchester, stationed down at the Taylor Hotel on the Old Town Walking Mall.
Yes.
But the activity level down there and the fact that he was a sort of a celebrity, he could not get anything done. He was constantly being bothered.
Rough job being a celebrity.
And one of his charges, Colonel Moore, Lieutenant Colonel Lewis Moore, had this home. This is actually the first home
that was built out
that
here.
Was built
on
out
this
here.
Side
so the town of
the
Winchester,
city.
the original town of Winchester, ended at Piccadilly Street,
Yeah.
you might imagine. And outside of town, this was the first house. So he described it, our guide Jim described it as there was a few trees surrounding the house, and there was a forest to the north, and nothing else out here. It was just flora and fauna, I guess, for lack of a better couple of terms there.
Yeah, so it's hard to imagine now, but this was private. This was, you know, outside of town. You didn't have to worry about everything.
So Lieutenant Colonel Moore was nursing a war wound. His leg was shattered during one of the battles of, I think it was Manassas.
Yeah.
And since he had to recuperate elsewhere, he offered up his home to both Jackson and his family to eventually move in to serve as his headquarters. And he obviously had a lot more privacy and a lot less attention out here and actually could do the job of generaling.
Yeah. So come to the tour to get the whole story.
Very much worth
and
it.
Let us know if you have been here. What was your favorite piece? I have a hard time choosing my favorite furniture. I'm a big antique furniture girl. If you come to our house, you would know that.
Yeah.
That's what I love to go to auctions and antique shops and stuff for. So it was really fun for me to walk through here and see everything. And now I need to look up black silver. I had never even heard of
that
black
was a
silver.
gorgeous tea set.
Tea set. I need to find black silver. So if you know something, let me know. I'm gonna head home right now and start searching. Okay guys, so come here and of course come join us on a food tour. We do have space open this weekend still, and
Taste WinchesterHistory.com. Look for the full write-up later. I'll show you some pictures of the death doors, the coffin doors, casket doors, whatever it was that they called them.
And yeah, we'll see you on the blog and on social media, of course. And please share this. If you've been here, let us know. If you haven't, guys, get down here.
And we'll see you around Old Town, of course. We're down there all the time now that we're living down here. So
it's kind of, we're out and about.
Enjoy your Tuesday. Stay cool this week.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye now.
Bye.